Yeah, probably three things, I think. One is, as we spoke earlier, about just the listening to public opinion and listening to newspapers too much. That can play on people's emotions, and that makes people either overconfident or underconfident, and it makes people make irrational decisions when the best investors are very emotionless and just look at the facts and invest that way. So I think being influenced too much by public opinion is definitely an issue. It relates to the second point, where a lot of people think that the answer is to go either all into equities or all out of equities or all into cash, where in reality, we advise that you should stick to a long-term strategic asset allocation framework, and that will ride through the various stages of the business cycle and over the longer term deliver an efficient risk-return portfolio. So from our perspective, thinking that you can time the market and go all out of the market into cash and then all back in is a huge flaw that we see from a lot of people. Thankfully, not so much our clients, but we do see a lot of that in the market. So that's the second one, really trying to time an all-in, all-out sort of process. The third one, which is really, it's common around the world, is this home country bias, where a lot of people get very confident in the companies they know and the companies they've grown up with. Again, we take a very different approach, and we look at companies, we look at Telstra versus Deutsche Telekom, we look at it versus Vodafone, we look at it versus AT&T. We think that every company in Australia should be valued against their global peers. So from our perspective, the world is our opportunity set, and we have no great preference for Australia over Europe or the US or anywhere else. We like Australia for its dividend yield, and we like it for the stability of the political and financial sector. But other than that, if you're looking for a lot of the growth companies, and technology is the obvious one, you've got to look offshore. That's where the Facebooks, the Apples, the Googles are. So from our perspective, we have had a significant success in sort of changing people's perception about offshore investing. So for us, the third impact that we've had and that we see clients make a mistake in is really looking too domestically when they do have access to the world. So they're the three things I think that a lot of investors, it's understandable, but you can certainly improve your portfolio performance and your overall risk in the portfolio if you're trying to avoid those three things.